Welcome to On The Record. I'm your host, Radio Raheem. Now, for those that are new to this, On The Record, the show where I go local record stores, I get CDs, DVDs, vinyls, magazines, comic books, whatever they got. I take you with me and I explain what I got. Now, sometimes I just like to show off something in my collection, and this is one of them episodes. Now, in this episode, I'm highlighting black movies. That means they have black leads, and that's what I decided to do. Now, I'm only doing the underrated ones in my opinion. I don't really care if they're underrated to you. They underrated to me, and that's all that really matters. So, without further ado, let's get into this episode. First movie, Keanu. You got Jordan Peele, you got Keegan-Michael Key. Now, if you like Key and Peele, the TV show, you will like this movie. Now, I think this movie is basically like, it reminded me of like if John Wick was like a spoof or like a comedy. Because like they're like two squares, you know what I'm saying, who get like caught up in all this stuff. Great cast, great humor. Again, if you like Key and Peele, you'll love this movie. Now, I think this movie is severely underrated because I got it for $1 at Dollar Tree. You heard me right. I got it for $1 at Dollar Tree. I didn't even know they sold DVDs. So that's how you know this movie's underrated. If you like this show, you will like this movie, and I think you should give it a watch. Next movie we're going with is Breaking All the Rules. You got Jamie Foxx, you got Morris Chestnut, you got Gabrielle Union. That's black royalty right there. Beautiful black people. You know what I'm saying? Jamie Foxx is my favorite actor. I will go down saying that he's one of the most talented, if not the most talented person in Hollywood. But this movie basically, Jamie Foxx writes the blueprint on how to get rid of your girl, break up basically. And it literally breaks all the rules is what you see in this movie. So I think it's a great movie. I think it's a great cast. I think that it don't get the love that it deserves. Again, these are all underrated movies. I think this movie, and I wouldn't say this is a top 5 Jamie Foxx movie because Jamie Foxx got so many good ones, but it's underrated. I think you should give it a watch, you know what I'm saying? For nonetheless, you got 3 great actors in this movie. You know, like when Gabrielle Union cuts her hair in this movie, like that part always like, I always be like, dang, she really did that. You know what I'm saying? And she still looks fine in that. Like, she can have short hair, no hair, long hair. She always gonna be fine.
Bitch, you thirsty, please grab Sprite.
You know? But besides my lust for Gabrielle Union, give this a watch. Next movie we're going with is Uncle Drew. Now, Uncle Drew isn't a movie that's like, the acting is gonna be like, oh my gosh, they deserve an award for that. It ain't one of those movies. This movie is a good time. If you like basketball, if you like something like Space Jam, if you like movies like that, this is what this movie is. You know, you got Kyrie Irving, who, you know, he be doing wild stuff now. I ain't gonna, look, we not here to talk about what he be doing now. But you got him as his character, Uncle Drew. This movie got like Shaq. You got Reggie Miller. You got Chris Webber. Who am I forgetting? Nate Robinson. You got all of them in here dressed up as old people hooping. You know what I'm saying? You got Lil Rel. You got Tiffany Haddish. You got Nick Kroll. You know, even though we talking about black people, he in there. This is a good movie. When it comes to that, you know, if you just want a good time, you don't want nothing that's going to be too serious. You ain't trying to be like sitting here thinking about a million different things. Watch this movie. Watch this movie. You know, you want to like see something that has sports and it's funny. This is the movie for you. Next movie on the list that we are going with is we're going with School Days. This is a Spike Lee movie. Now, the reason why I went with this movie is for a couple reasons. One, it's like a musical. I don't really like musicals, and I like this movie. So that says a lot, number one. Number two, everybody always talks about certain movies when it comes to Spike Lee. They talk about She Gotta Have It. They talk about Do the Right Thing. They talk about Black Klansman recently. Like, they talk about certain movies, and they never talk about this movie. But I think this movie should be talked about because this movie is talking about, like, colorism. This movie is talking about fraternities, sororities. It's talking about it all. And I think this movie should be played the same way they play Baby Boy on BET. Play it 20 times a month. Play it all 27, 28 days, or however many days are in February. Play this movie. You can, like, this movie is a good movie, and it's also saying some real stuff that's getting overlooked. It also has the Doing in the Butt song. That's where that song came from. This movie, this is on the soundtrack. But this movie doesn't get the love when it comes to Spike Lee as a director. You know, like, of course, I think that Do the Right Thing is his best piece of work. Like, for God's sake, I call myself Radio Raheem. But this movie, School Days, is good. Watch it. And the last movie that I'm highlighting is no other than Undercover Brother.
Conspiracies we believe for all these years are really true. The NBA really instituted the three-point shot to give white boys a chance?
Absolutely.
So the entertainment industry really is out to get Spike Lee. Is that right?
Come on, man. Even Cher got an Oscar.
Cher! And OJ really didn't do it.
I love Undercover Brother. I think this movie is one of the top 10. Top 5 might be a stretch. I gotta actually think about it. But this is definitely in the top 10 of my comedy movies that I like. It's definitely top 10. Top 10 all time, no matter black, white, purple, pink. This movie is hilarious. You know, every scene, you're gonna laugh. Every scene that Dave Chappelle is in, you definitely gonna laugh. Eddie Griffin in here did his thing. Eddie Griffin, one of the best comedians, one of the best stand-up comedians, one of the best comedian actors. This dude did his thing. Undercover Brother, I quote this movie so much. So much. And you know what's crazy? When I quote the movie to like people who aren't black, they have no idea what I'm talking about. Undercover Brother is hilarious. If y'all haven't watched Undercover Brother, slap yourself. If you haven't watched Undercover Brother, cut my video off, go watch it. Or matter of fact, you're basically at the end. Watch the rest of the video, then watch it. And if you black and you ain't watched it, give me your card because it's just been revoked. And with all that, this has been On the Record. I've been your boy Jamal Radio Raheem. Thank you for liking. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. All that shit that YouTubers tell you to do. And I'll see y'all next week. Peace out. One more time, we're gonna celebrate. On it. One more time, we're gonna celebrate. Oh, yeah. One more time. Oh, man.